Victor Galvin. Yeah. 24/7 mindset. Yeah. 24/7 mindset. Let's go. 24/7 mindset.
What sacrifices do you need to make in order to achieve success?
Yeah,
And you've already kind of touched on that a little bit. There's a bunch of things.
So yeah, there's a bunch of things, man.
It all depends on the individual because we don't know what that person is doing. You know, he could be doing everything right, but he's not doing one thing wrong. That's the one thing he needs to make a sacrifice on, right?
No, definitely. Tabito, Jose, life, however you look at it, at the end of the day, you got to make it to the finish line. If you're sitting your ass in a couch or you start pushing now, however you want to look at it, at the end of the day, you still got to do it.
Yeah.
So why wait until you create momentum, until life hits you, or you got a problem or cancer or whatever, to finally figure out, oh, life is very important. Let me take care of the last years that I have. Why?
Yeah.
I told you I told you in a little TikTok video that I live every day and I give my 100% because I'm ready. I don't care if I die today. I'm ready. That's the sacrifice I did over my life with my kids on their religion, their money, their teaching, their everything. I already did my sacrifice. Spend nights, classes after classes, to make sure they understand, that they understand problems, that they understand me, they understand how stupid that was. I explained in my whole life. From when I was 17 drinking up to when I got married at 19. So I didn't have much. So I was doing stupid things, crashing, hitting cows, whatever you name it. So I explained my kids my whole story. So when somebody tell them something, there's no news for them. So I've been pushing since day one. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying, I'm not sitting my ass in a couch waiting for a problem to happen or a cancer to come in. If it comes in, thank you, God. That's a gift, right? Because only some people get selected to get those type of problems. And it's not that you get that problem so you can complain. It's so you can get a miracle on you based on your faith, so you can keep going. And a lot of people just they get on the lock of the box. They try to control the problem, and cancer takes over, and boom, you're dead. It's not for that. The gift is for you to understand that you can handle it, that you can heal it with your mind, that God is in control, and you got to live it on His control. And I don't want to talk about God because a lot of people don't believe or whatever, different opinions. But what I'm saying is, why wait for that and take a chance to see if you're ready and you believe or leave it on Him because He can control it, or leave it on you because you're big. No. Why wait for that? Just live it every day like it's your last day. Go. I'm ready to die right now.
So you made sacrifices. I mean, to me, I think you made a sacrifice. You know my biggest sacrifice I think you made?
Well, let me know. I would love to know.
You ready?
Go ahead.
Is when you didn't have a childhood, man. When you told me that you were working since you were 13 and
Actually, I was working since I was 6.
Well, I'm just saying, though, but you didn't have much of a childhood because you went right to work. Most kids at 6 years old are outside enjoying, just looking and exploring and playing with toys. You had to go to work to make money to feed your family.
I have to, but I understood that it's only 1% of people like that, man. They're wired different, and I was the chosen one, and I gotta carry that legacy.
That's a sacrifice you made, though.
If God give me that thing in me, I gotta appreciate it and I gotta pass it.
Yeah.
You know how many times I was in my house working, filling columns or whatever, or in another property, and I can hear the kids on the school playing marbles, and I was the best in the marbles and all that stuff, and I didn't have a chance. And then my dad is like getting dark and like, son, go ahead. By the time I take a shower, by the time I get out, put my sweater because now it was cold. And I head over there. Now
Kids
it's dark.
gone.
You can't see the marble. You can't see nothing. It was too late. Always late. What am I gonna do now? Yeah, I was the kid that had money, maybe a little bit to buy a piece of bread and maybe a soda that day. That was it.
Yeah, I know. And when you tell me that story, I'm like, wow, That's a huge sacrifice, man, because you didn't enjoy your childhood like
Correct.
you should have.
But now I look at it, thank God I didn't have the childhood. Because otherwise I was another kid that probably had a good life and did this shit for others and still complaining and still whining and still, see what I'm saying? Thank God I didn't have that childhood.
Well, it made you the man you are
It
today,
made
right?
me the man I am because at the end of the day, what do you remember, right? I remember the marbles. Did that's important in my life right now?
No.
Probably not, man.
No.
So it goes back to, man, get out of your comfort zone, man. Start working your ass and your dreams and your vision. Start forcing, pushing that right now. Start retiring now. Start pushing all that sacrifice for your future so you don't get old. And now you complain that you had a nice childhood and then you broke all this process and now you still broke. You can't even buy shit. That was my life, but I'm not saying for other kids don't have your childhood. I'm just saying appreciate that you have it and get out of that freaking mode and get into the real mode of life and start pushing your life because it's not easy, but it's easy when you understand what you got to do.
Yeah.
For me, I sacrifice, but for me, it doesn't look sacrifice because, man, I love this. I'm gaining momentum. I'm gaining this. I'm pushing this. I'm getting attracted. It's just crazy.
When you tell me that story,
So you think that's my biggest? Yeah.
to me that is. I mean, like I said, I mean, now that I have kids and I see I see Jace, who's around the age that you started working at, and I say, wow, I can't picture him doing work like that. And I said, man, Victor was
Picking
this
oranges.
age.
At
Picking
13?
oranges.
At 13, I was picking oranges.
Crossing the Rio Grande.
Victor,
I pictured that in my head. I'm like, holy shit. But I say to myself, I'm like, wow, man, I cannot believe this guy had a childhood like that. When I saw that movie that they did about you and I watched, I was like, wow, man, I cannot believe. And hey, man, it made you who you are today. And to me, that to me is like one of the sacrifices. I say, like, wow, Victor made. Basically, he sacrificed his whole childhood. I mean, you really did.
You asked me that question 2 times about you sacrifice family.
Yeah.
Guys, this message is for everybody over there. Involve your kids and your family in everything you do because it goes back to the question. It goes back to what you just say. My dad, my mom, they work hard. They sacrifice for us, but they didn't spend no time with us. I'm not complaining, but what I'm saying is they was too busy trying to collect a check so they can take care of us, so they can bring food to the table, that they forgot about us. They involved me. Maybe that's why I'm a little bit different than most of them. My dad involved me, but he didn't understood. Okay, let's involve him. And at the same time, let's have some fun with him and teach him, hey, you're going to have this problem when you get old, and then just keep going. And hey, this is what's going to happen. And then all that stuff. I have plenty of time with my kids. I have a night out with my daughter, Sophia, night out with Brianna, and a night out with my son, Sebastian, separately, so I can talk to them about drugs, sex, problems, how to protect themselves, what they need to be looking for. And when I say not to be looking for, not to judge, I say who you need to be so you can attract that person that you want. See what I'm saying? That's the little difference that I talk to my kids about,
Yeah.
And you got to explain, my dad never talked to me about any of sex, any of how to protect, any.
You had to learn it from somewhere else.
Any drugs or whatever. Maybe our parents actually, hey, go and get me a drink, mix it. Hey, drink a little bit. Spanish parents, you got to, looks good. But what I'm saying is that you send your kid to the store and buy you a bottle of tequila. The kid was 6 years old, right?
Yeah.
No problem. But what I'm saying is involve your kids on everything you do. Don't think you're wasting time by having them doing the things you do, not because you're struggling, that means they're going to struggle. Maybe they can master it and they can be different on something that you started, that you love, now that you don't love. Maybe they can take it to the next level and you'll be proud of them. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to leave? You want to leave it off?
That's my favorite. If there's anything else? No, guys. It's very important to sacrifice in life. Because if you do it now or you do it later, it's going to be the same. So I'd rather do it now because at the end of the day, it's more fun when you have the things that you can enjoy, that you can take it to the next level, than trying to figure out the things that you can enjoy, that can take you to the next level day after day after day, because you're not planning. Plan ahead and always stay consistent on your planning. Don't worry about the noises. Don't worry about the things can distract you. There's gonna be things you get off a little bit, get back and track, follow your dreams, your visions, and that's it. Let's go. 24/7 mindset all the way in. Victor M. Galvan. Let's go.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, listen, that'll do it for another episode of 24/7 Mindset. Sacrifices, guys. You got to make sacrifices to better the business, to better your life, to better everything around you. You got to make certain sacrifices. Thank you for joining us again, guys, and we'll catch you next time on the 24/7 Mindset podcast. Thank you.